All right, what's up everybody? Bootsy Greenwood here, your favorite woo-woo lumberjack. I am doing some videos on reality transurfing. I just finished a summary on it. I highly recommend checking it out. I try to take all the ideas and just make them as concise and simple and save you the most amount of time. Look, here's the thing. We need you. We need you to figure it out. We're rooting for you here. Everyone can win, from the perspective of this book. Truly, we can all have what we want. There is more than enough for everyone. There's more than enough for us to have an enjoyable life, okay? But unfortunately, we can't do anything for anybody else, so we have to focus on our own awareness and the container that we're kind of, embodying, existing in this moment. So I encourage you, dig down deep. Now let's talk a little bit about this book and one of the principles in it. I want to talk today a little bit about intention. Intention is a big word. You hear it a lot in the spiritual community. People are like, you have to set your intention, you have to put your crystals, you have to light a candle, you have to say your Hebrew words or your little poem or whatever. Or other people might have some chaos magic stuff where they draw out a sigil and you do some weird stuff and maybe some sex stuff. Okay, look, there's nothing wrong with having a ritual, and I'm not trying to, take a dump on anybody's traditions or what their ideas are. But from the perspective of, whatever you want to call it, magic, manifestation, reality creation, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter what the ritual is. The ritual could be anything, and there are, for instance, business people who have rituals with their suitcase and they get themselves in a vibrational state, right, in an emotion to where they're conducive, they're ready for that board meeting, whatever, right? Athletes will get out there, they do their warm-ups, they do their stretches, some of them meditate, they get their routine in before the thing. It sets them into a particular frame of mind, just an emotional state in order to get into a positive kind of frame of mind for whatever it is that they're going to try to do. So whatever that is. Now there's two types of intention. And intention is a very hard word to define. One of the things that Vadim says in the book is, I do not wish, I do not hope, I intend. And if you live in the South like I do, you hear a lot of people, there's a lot of redneck colloquialisms, I guess I could say. It's like, man, I tell you what, you can wish in one hand and you can poop in the other. I tell you, whichever one fills up first, man, I tell you, stuff like that. And these are not necessarily very positive outlooks on life. They're not, constructive really at all. But these rednecks make a point from time to time. We've all had something in mind that we wanted to do, and yeah, hope's not enough. Wishing is not enough. In fact, hoping and wishing can actually be a detriment and keep us from going toward that which we want. Now there's two types of intention, inner intention and outer intention, okay? Inner intention is closely linked to desire. It's very similar to desire. It's not exactly desire, but it is basically like the thing that you want, the thing that you're trying to get within yourself, right? Like if that's a recognition, or you basically want to prove to other people that you're cool. You want to feel accepted. You want to feel awarded or recognized or something like that. That's generally an inner intention. It is a feeling of something that you want, that you're craving within yourself. So there's inner intention. Okay. And then there's outer intention. Okay. So without talking too much about importance, I'll have to maybe link that together back in another video. Inner intention versus outer intention, we can talk a lot about. This is a very mental part, and this is a very soulful or heart-filled part. In the book, just like any other esoteric book, there are two aspects to our consciousness, the heart and the mind, okay? The heart is like a little girl that wants a toy. Comes into the world, just wants to go get whatever that fancy toy is. The mind, on the other hand, completely stuck in this realm. The heart is really connected to the metaphysical space. And it lives there every night. When we go and dream, our heart just flies into the alternative space and it does crazy stuff, does whatever it wants in there. It's a wild, kinky freak and it loves it. But the mind, on the other hand, especially, because of our culture and conditioning and stuff like that, that's the part of us that's trained and that's conditioned. This is the part of us that's kind of a blank slate or tabula rasa, if you've ever heard that phrase. The heart, from the transurfing perspective, it comes in, it already has a personality. It already has something that it wants, that it really, why else would it come here? It's connected to the whole entire space of variations. It can have everything in there whenever it wants via a dream, but it wants to have and experience this thing in physical reality. Now, the mind lives in physical reality. The mind is connected really with the inner intention, right? It's like, well, I have to be on my best behavior. People need to think I'm a good person. I need to obey my manners, things like that. The heart's like, let's party, let's bring this crazy, wild imagination that I have, that I want, into the physical world. And that's what it wants to do. It's connected directly to outer intention, but it can't just bring stuff into the world not without the help of the mind. We need the mind and the heart to be basically working together. So the mind is the masculine, let's call him a he, and the heart is the feminine, we can call a she. The feminine wants to come into this world and just have the thing that she wants. She wants to feel whatever that is. The mind is very practical and pragmatic, and it's leading the heart around, okay? It's like, okay, now listen, I know you want your toy. We're going to get you your toy, but maybe this toy is not the best toy for you. Maybe we need to think about a different toy. Maybe we need to be a little bit more practical. Maybe we need to, think about it. Maybe that's not for us. And depending on the amount of conditioning and what that inner intention is, it's going to block often the heart and what it wants. Now, outer intention is basically a magical power. Anybody who does a ritual, they do a rite, they come over, they brush their wares with money, they light the candle, they say their incantations, they do all that, they do the mirror thing, whatever. All those things are designed to ignite outer intention. But the thing that ignites outer intention really is when the heart and mind are in agreement. Okay? When the heart and mind agree on something. And 9 times out of 10, the thing that the heart and mind agree on is something that we don't want. That's why it's very easy to get something that we don't want. It's a lot harder to get something that we actually do want. But when heart and mind align, Vadim says that is what charm is. So when we see someone who is maybe not the most physically attractive person, but they're very attractive to us, they're very charming, they've got great energy, that is actually what that is that is an agreement between the heart and mind. And most of us are basically having a bit of a fight between ourselves internally, between heart and mind, okay? And our inner intention is usually winning. It's like, we want this, we need that, we gotta have this thing. Oh, we need this, we need to fulfill this validation, ego stroke, whatever. When outer intention basically is just this thing that just kind of comes into your life. So if you've got these two poles connected, right? These two poles, these two hemispheres of your being, if they're in unity, the unity of heart and mind, that is what brings outer intention to our aid. So there are very many rituals, and those rituals, that's exactly what they're designed to do. They're designed to bring your heart and mind into alignment, into a specific emotional state where you're in agreement with yourself. And now, instead of having to go and fight, you're actively bringing those things to you. You're maybe even vibrating at that same frequency, right? Like you've activated certain frequencies in the alternative space or in the mind of the all, the infinite archive, toward you. You've lit those things up, and then the outer intention comes, and it can bring things toward you as you go to it. So when it comes to manifestation, things you want to avoid are over-fantasizing about things and thinking about them too much. If it's a fantasy, you're basically telling yourself that you don't deserve it with inner intention. It's not for you. It's too good for you. You're not allowed. And so the more you fantasize over it, the more you're kind of communicating and creating obstacles in your own path. But with outer intention, whenever you say, hey, my goal is fulfilled, my order is complete, everything's good. I've done the ritual. If you've got a ritual, you want to light your crystals or smoke your crystal. No, whatever you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, do those things, whatever sets you in that frame, whatever sets you in that mind. Just know that it's not the ritual itself that creates outer intention. It's the unity of heart and mind. And so inner intention is, mostly based on social status and, cultural ideas and stuff like that, right? And it's really not what we truly deeply want in the heart. But if we learn how to listen to the heart and we give it some space and we try to hear that rustle of the morning stars, as he calls it, then we can love our heart with all our mind. And when we love our heart with all our mind, which is the basic commandment of Jesus, right? Then all of a sudden outer intention is ignited and things start coming toward us that we want. We do not hope, we do not wish. We intend for those things. We say, this is the thing that I want. I'm clear on it. My mind agrees, my heart agrees, and we're gonna move in that direction. And as we move in that direction, whatever that is, it moves towards us. So just a little bit about inner and outer intention there. I hope that is helpful. Again, I have created a summary summarizing all these concepts, and I try to make it as concise, but also as usable and practical as I possibly could. The book is phenomenal. I really highly recommend reading the whole book. Buy the book, listen to that, read it. Get it wherever you can. But yeah, check out my summary. It's on bootsy.greenwood.com. Shoot me a message, send me a comment on here, share this thing if you like it. Tell me about what your ritual is and how you live and how you ignite the wind of outer intention, or however you call it. And join the Facebook and Telegram group. Say hello. Love to, chat and connect and all of that kind of stuff. I'm pretty active in all of those groups, and I appreciate your time. I hope that you got something out of the video, and we'll see you on the next one. I got plenty coming. Peace.